It's a gorgeous afternoon here in San Diego, and on the campus of San Diego State, the sports deck. It's the OmegaBall Showdown, women's semifinal number 2. One, maybe even two of these teams coming at you will have an opportunity to play their way into the Moneyball final. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, my name is Mark Rogandino. Glad to have you along here for our OmegaBall coverage. Ricky, it's a balance, right? You want to get to that Moneyball game, but you've got to do it by defending at one side, but also attacking at the other. It's
going to be really interesting to see which team gets in a rhythm first and understanding the spacing, because so many times in OmegaBall, right, teams don't understand the balance, right? They press too high, they get too deep. So I do think who's going to find their right rhythm and spacing is going to be the team that books their ticket into the championship. Listen, if you're new to OmegaBall, it's understandable. And you probably still have more questions. You need answers? Here you go.
OmegaBall is soccer with a twist.
And it is absolute chaos.
I've never seen anything like OmegaBall.
It's like soccer, but not like soccer at all.
Regular soccer rules apply, but you're on a circular field with 3 different teams.
We have 3 goals, 3 teams, 1 field.
The rules of OmegaBall are
5 plays on each team.
You can shoot on any goal.
There are no throw-ins.
No offsides.
Goalies can score.
Wait, say again?
goalies can also score.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a goalie's dream to score goals, so.
It's kind of like a mix of soccer and basketball.
2 goals to shoot on is always nice. You have options, 2 different goals that you can score on. There's a lot of players on the field, so you have to be quick, you have to be on your toes, and you have to be active at all times.
But when the ball goes out, you only have 5 seconds to get it back in. There's no like wasted time or dragging your feet or anything, which I really love. It keeps the game moving.
But you just honestly try to score as many goals as possible and don't get scored on.
And there's the rules. 3 13-minute periods, no offside. Goalkeepers can score, 3 different teams and 3 different goals. So you defend your own goal, but 2 spots to score on the other end. We're just underway here in this women's semifinal number 2. Glad to have you alongside former Moneyball, OmegaBall player Ricky Lopez-Espin. My name is Mark Rogandino. My partner knows a thing or two about scoring goals, both in OmegaBall and in your traditional game of soccer. We saw fireworks when we had semifinal number 1, Ricky, and both teams came out of the gate quickly. So here we go, ready for the kickoff of semifinal number 2, and it's going to be Independence that will have an opportunity to touch the ball first. Onto the foot of Amber Huff, who lets it go from distance from the OmegaBall center circle, and that one will go wide. LFC, the team in the sky blue uniforms. Independence in orange, probably the youngest team out here is LFC, and then Vicious sporting the maroon kits here in semifinal number 2. Independence trying to find some opening space. Huff dispossessed, and the shot immediately saved there as Jasmine Cibrian goes down to her right. First goalkeeper called into action in semifinal number 2. Good distribution over the top, but Brianna Sanchez couldn't pull the trigger. Here's LFC looking for their first opening. Dispossessed, though, is Jocelyn Galvan, the 22-year-old, looking for a bit of 1v1 space there.
And when you get in and around the penalty arc, you need to be decisive. You need to be a little bit quicker. LFC have shown that they can create overloads, but they need to be a little bit more ruthless at creating their own space.
Cibrian pulls that one down. And here's Independence. Turnover as Vicious pick up the possession. Wendy Pintor.
There's balls at every station.
Well, in addition to attacking and defending, Ricky, we know that you've got to find good spacing and the ability to pivot. Look, attacking one goal, if it's not on, you turn back the other way and go in another direction.
So decision-making, technical ability, vision, execution, good ball here.
Excellent ball, and the first goal will go for LFC. America Chavez, the teenager, with the opening goal.
It's her movement before she arrives in and around the arc. The ball goes to the weak side. She slashes across that near post. Good start for LFC.
She may just be a student playing out at AZ Western College, but looking like the teacher right there. She finished that one home with the left foot. So it's LFC that are on the board first, and now we see how both Independence and Vicious can respond. Nelson, long distance shot, and that one will wind up in the gloves of Natalie Zaragoza.
Orange corner, orange corner.
Remember, no corners here, no throw-ins, and no offsides. So when the ball goes out, as it did just there, it's the team that didn't touch it out last and closest to where the ball went out that gets the restart opportunity. Vicious. Trying to look for an opening, not on going that way. So it's Independence long distance shot, but that one a little too much air as it goes up and over the head of Lilian Urimea.
3 minutes in, you start to see all three of these teams starting to figure out what OmegaBall is all about and how they want to attack this game.
Galvan looking for the centering pass. That one deflected out, so it'll stay right there for LFC. We're just into the first of 3 13-minute periods in semifinal number 2 to determine if one or maybe 2 of these teams can book their spot in the final. Galvan rolling it over with the right foot. Now what can she do? Little stutter step, touched out of play. Last touch there by Amber Huff, the 24-year-old standing in to defend there.
Exactly what I was talking about, Robbie. You create a little bit of separation. You need to be quick at trying your luck and pulling that trigger. So when Galvan eludes that first defender, that needs to be a shot on target.
A little bit of wishful ball as that just trickles out. And Jasmine Cibrian will leave it for her Independence teammates to put back in play. Huff from long distance, not a bad shout, but it goes wide of the near post.
She hits it well, Huff. She seems like she's going to be the player that plays a little bit more defensive for Independence. So she needs to be really clever when she picks and chooses her time to venture forward.
Well, you can already see that a strategy is unfolding here for LFC. Not only do they have the first goal, but they seem clear on their spacing and how they want to operate. Meanwhile, you look at a team like Vicious, they appear to be still trying to figure it out, drop back into a defensive shell, trying not to concede early.
Yeah, they want to be compact. They want to not concede a lot of goals, and now you start to see Independence. They're the one pushing the tempo and trying to get that opening goal for them.
Huff won the ball, and the left-footed shot rolls weakly by the far post. Probably going to have to get other teammates involved. Here's LFC. Probably the youngest team out here, sporting a couple of teenagers, and that one will roll into the back of the net as LFC have their second through Kelsey Pena.
And you elude that first offender. Now you have some real estate. I love the opportunistic nature for Pena to get LFC their second goal in this first period.
The 23-year-old PE coach doubles the lead.
Good ball.
And now an opportunity to add a third. First time, and it'll go just wide. A beautiful setup on the initial pass from Jocelyn Galvan.
Starts century, she comes wide. As Pena approaches this ball, she needs to get her hips around it and try to bend it into that far post. Good opportunity that goes missed for LFC.
Vicious, first time playing out from the back. Bo Allred lost possession, and once again, it's on the attack for LFC, but America Chavez, who already has one, sees that one sky over the crossbar. All 3 teams vying for possession in the middle part of the OmegaBall field. Lilian Urimea will put it back in play. Attacking the ball and getting there first is Romero. Now looking for help. Good centering pass. Tough collection, but still stays in possession for Independence. That's the danger. That's the dangerous ball, but the one you have to play sometimes.
100%. Because now that gives Romero an opportunity to go to either goal. Good first touch to turn herself free, but unable to connect that second phase of that opportunity.
Onto the feet of Morgan Hermosa. Pinched into the sideline and deflected out. It'll be a restart opportunity. An edge kick is what we call them here in OmegaBall, as Hermosa puts it back in play. Savannah Echeverria trying to lay it back onto the feet of Hermosa, out of play. So Independence will get it going. Huff. She's enjoyed a couple of good runs down this portion of the OmegaBall field, but hasn't translated into goals so far. Echeverria spinning onto her right foot, but a soft shot into the gloves of Cibrian.
I think if she's a little bit more selfish there and takes that second touch, now she can close down the distance of that shot and really ask questions of Cibrian.
One, if not two, of these teams will have an opportunity to get into the OmegaBall women's final. So far, the early shout has to go to LFC as they found the back of the net twice. Some good goalkeeping there. Urumea coming out off her line to force the issue, but then a whistle, and it looks like we're going to have an LFC free kick. The team in sky blue tried to play quickly, but not caught off guard as Vicious defensively. Ball never completely stopped rolling before it was put back in play.
OmegaBall here in the center.
Off of the foot of Echeverria. LFC in control here. Direct ball forward. Chavez. What can she do with it? Had it pushed away by Hermosa. Huff. And deflected out, and that'll be an edge kick coming up here for Independence.
The intent from Huff has been everything for Independence. When she gets the ball, shot first, pass second. She's been simply to be the leader of the team in orange. Good turn in the middle part of the park from Romero.
Now she'll come back and find another attacking option. Romero denied the second chance, though. And nearly almost the vulture goal is Romero in orange for Independence, but Chavez nearly found the loose ball to tuck it home.
If you're an attacking player in and around that area, you need to be light on your feet. How quickly can you react when that ball pops out? Because any opportunity is a goal-scoring chance in OmegaBall.
Deflected away by Huff. Independence running it down, and Independence have their first. Veronica Romero.
She seems the most attacking player for Independence. I love the selfish nature. Good goal to get them on the score sheet.
And that will certainly pop their confidence level up a couple of notches. As you look at Veronica Romero tallying Independence first.
Only one area that you can put it right through the legs, and does just that. Great goal from Romero.
So we're still looking for Vicious, the team in maroon, to find their first goal of the afternoon. Huff, long distance, eyes for the corner, and finds it.
We're talking about decision-making, picking and choosing your times. When to venture forward as a defender player. Huff does just that and gets their second goal for Independence.
Yeah, even Ricky, even though you said it looks like she has a little more of the defensive responsibilities, you can see she has the propensity to kind of step into the attack as she did here.
And she also shows you the quality, right foot, left foot, no problem whatsoever, and draws this game even.
Long distance rocket off of the right foot of Sarah Nelson goes up and over the top of the LFC goal. So LFC, excuse me, twice have found the back of the net, but Independence has now responded with two of their own. Here's Chavez. Decides to pivot in another direction. Loose ball for Independence, right-footed shot there for Brianna Sanchez is deflected out, and it should be Vicious that has the opportunity to put it back in play. No, it was last touched by Vicious, the team in maroon.
No turn. What's that on it? What's that on it?
Good ball here. Good idea.
Big switch, but one there by Vicious. So it will be Independence through Huff to put it back in play. Quick restart. Good idea here. Back onto the feet of Huff, and she'll pull the trigger, laces into it, but rising over the crossbar.
Huff and Romero seem to have a nice little relationship starting to form. I love the information on the pass from Romero. Just rolls it into the path of Huff. She needs to hit it first time, right over the crossbar.
Savannah Echeverria bringing it down, trying to link up there with Aure. And here's a chance for Independence to find a third, and they do. Lacey with the right foot is Brianna Sanchez.
And yet again, it's Romero. She's pulling the string. She pulls in her defender, puts into the path of Sanchez. Quality finish.
Long distance shot from the right foot of Sarah Nelson. The 20-year-old midfielder sends it out of play. It'll start in the gloves of Natalie Zaragoza. Interesting, Ricky, that we see as the time comes down here in the first period of play. I was going to say interesting that we see that it's almost orange against sky blue. We'll discuss that when we come back on the other side. LFC got it going, but Independence found their stride as well, and they'll take a lead into the second period of play. We'll bring it to you next from the women's semifinal here in San Diego.
OmegaBall is played in a circular field with one soccer ball, 3 teams, and 3 goals.
Over the target and a big save.
Each team consists of 5 players, including the goalie, which equates to 15 players on the field at one time.
Going to be some chaos on the pitch.
The field rules are basically the same as soccer. Substitutes can come on and off the field at any time and are unlimited for any player.
Looking for an opportunity, goes right into the upper corner.
In OmegaBall, any player can score in either the 2 opposing teams' goals, and this includes the goalkeeper.
Shot will go. Oh!
Play must restart within 5 seconds, just like free kicks.
OmegaBall is about scoring lots of goals. It's about fun. It's about fast play. OmegaBall changes the game and is the ultimate competition.
There's another one for Smoke. No offside, no throw-in. That's why the goal can actually come fast and furious. He's come alive here. And another one there. And they'll be leaving as champions once again. That is exactly what OmegaBall is all about. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in San Diego, California, it's the start of period number 2 in women's semifinal number 2. Before we go ahead, we must look back. Opening 13 minutes, it was both LFC and Independence finding their stride.
They were understanding the spacing. They were understanding when to pick and choose their time, when to be a little bit more attack-minded. LFC started stronger. Independence started to find their groove. Romero and Huff were the 2 players that understood the relationship.
It was 2 opening goals from LFC, but then Independence found the back of the net 3 times, including that blast from Brianna Sanchez, the 3rd and final. So it will be a slight lead for Independence heading into the second 13 minutes of play. America Chavez and Kelsey Pena getting the 2 goals for LFC. But it's not how you start, it is how you finish. Speaking of starting, it's Vicious right from the center circle here on the OmegaBall pitch with that first chance. It hits off the crossbar and onto the feet of Jasmine Cibrian, the Independence. No, excuse me, yes. Vicious still looking for their first. Echeverria with the pass and looking for the return ball from Bo Allred.
Now you start to see this Vicious side step a little bit higher, trying to attack the game a little bit more, so a shift in their mentality from period 1 to period 2.
Outlet there from Cibrian. Romero trying to turn the corner, and she does. Now with the left foot, and a big-time save denied there from Urumia.
Not easy. The way she shifts her body to the right-hand side, quickly comes back left, and denies a goal-scoring opportunity.
Everything almost but the finish right there. Some good work from Romero to get into a spot.
Especially with the traffic in front of her to push it wide of her goal mouth. Great goalkeeping.
Ricky Lopez Espin, Mark Rogandino just underway with you here in this second period. Remember, OmegaBall is proud to partner with Flight, based here in San Diego. Flight is the official game day ball provider for the OmegaBall Championship. LFC. They had the first 2 goals of the first period, but have been held quiet since. Chavez trying to hit it one time with the right foot. That deflects out. Last touch by Orange Independence. So it will be put back into play here by LFC. Galvan with the service. Denied, though. Loose ball picked up by LFC. A moment of space there for Pena. Pena with the cross onto the back post, pushed away. Follow-up chance from Huff is an absolute rocket, but it goes up and over the bar.
She hits it so well, but as she approaches the ball, her shoulders go back, and that's why you see the ball rise over the crossbar. But she's been a threat for Independence.
As you can see, folks, in the game of OmegaBall, one team may be attacking on one goal and looking for a chance, but that doesn't mean it's not helping create an opportunity for the other team attacking as well.
So if you're an attacking player in OmegaBall, how opportunistic can you be at getting yourself in a dangerous area? Because we've seen you'll get rewarded for your movements.
Yeah, I think the word also would probably be alert, right? As Huff was right there, popped onto her right foot, didn't finish it this time. But a good look. Long distance shot from Morgan Hermosa, and that is wide.
Yeah.
Another shot as goalkeeper Lillian Urumia watches it go wide.
Sarah, look at Sarah.
Back into play from the 26-year-old. Ball just dipped out over the line. So LFC with the chance to put it back in play immediately. An early ball into the area. Dancing on it was Galvan, but she could not keep it in play. The winner of this semifinal, #2, will have the opportunity to book their ticket into the final. But remember, of the 2 semifinals, there will be a second-place team that will join the 2 semifinal winners. Allred pushing it up and over the top. Bit of a wishful ball as it one hops back into the gloves of Jasmine Cibrian. Centering pass intended for Griffith. Able to keep the possession alive. And a long distance look from Huff. Sails wide of the Vicious goal.
Vicious is having a really difficult time figuring out where they want their players to operate in. All 4 players about 10 yards from their goal area. In OmegaBall, you need to be expansive because you have not 1 but 2 goals that you can attack.
And that's really the difference for Independence and LFC, right? They're playing 1 player up high at least and leaving maybe 1 or 2 back to defend. Good save there. Galvan denied. And the ball goes out. And LFC, the closest team not to touch it out of play, with an opportunity to put it back in play. Chavez. Back the other way. Montalongo attracts a couple of Independence defenders and wisely decides to retreat back onto the feet of Kelsey Pena. Pena beats the first defender. Now there's mismatch here. Galvan had it poked away. One more time on the attack, and the right-footed shot from Romero sails high.
And so many times in OmegaBall, it's not the player with the ball at their feet that can hurt you. It's the player that's on the weak side. The movement off of the ball is so crucial because that gives you an outlet and that gives you an angle to play into. And that's what Vicious is having a really difficult time figuring out throughout these first 2 periods and a half.
Well, obviously, with 2 goals to score on and 1 to defend, it's a different mindset. You've got to learn to be able to say, nope, it's not on here. I'm going to pivot the other way and attack a different goal.
So you need a player that can dictate the tempo, that plays in a central location, but you also need a player that's going to make those runs to give an outlet. Good understanding here.
LFC, the immediate opportunity. Dribbling into the corner is Pena. Centering ball. Chavez into the upper corner. It's her second. And that puts LFC on 3.
But it starts with Pena. She requires so much attention, so that leaves Chavez at the doorstep. Clinical finish to give LFC a 3-goal game here.
Is there more in the cards? It's Galvan on the quick 1-2. Loose ball and roofed into the back of the net by Nicole Griffith. So just as LFC pulls level with 3, Independence find a 4th.
It's a bad giveaway from LFC. Ruthless from Griffith.
Pena, tight space right there. Goals come fast and furious.
We talk about Pena, she does all the hard work, but look how she peeks up her head because now she has Chavez at the doorstep, going back the other way. LFC tries to overcomplicate things. Griffith says, thank you very much. I'll get the 4th for Independence.
Vicious still trying to find their first. Shot there off the right foot of Jacqueline Botello. Deflected out, and so Vicious will have the chance through Morgan Hermosa to put it back in play. Pintor running it down and unleashing the shot well over the top of the bar. I'm actually a little surprised, Ricky, that both these teams aren't trying to gang up a little bit on Vicious here. We see that sometimes in OmegaBall, but not here.
A little bit of a strategy that we've come to expect when you see, quote unquote, a weaker link. While you go attack them, you ask more questions about them, you put them under more pressure. In this game, it seemed to be Vicious. There's no real options when they get on the ball. It's only one player versus about 3 or 4 of the other 2 opposing teams. To be a little bit more connected if you are Vicious.
Chavez trying to hold it there, and it pops loose for a shot that winds up into the gloves. Good distribution here. Can Independence find something out of it? Romero driving forward, has Huff on the overlapping run. First time and a good save. Urumea just got enough of a tip to parry it wide.
But you talk about off-the-ball movement. Romero, she slows the game down, and that allows Huff to come around the corner. But top-class goalkeeper from Urumea.
And there's the distribution. But Cibrian coming out to the edge of the area.
As you take a look at the left side of your screen, Huff advances herself, but the big kick save from the goalkeeper. Great stuff.
Chavez found the opening and let it go with her left foot. So Independence and LFC all finding a goal here in this second 13 minutes of action. But Vicious still with the 0 on the board. 3.5 minutes to play in this second period of semifinal number 2. Oh, and a fortunate bounce. I don't know that Nicole Griffith knew a lot about it, but she changed the path of the ball and it finds the back of the net. That's 2 goals for Nicole Griffith.
She's starting to find herself and what areas that she wants to operate in. Right in front of the goal mouth. Nice little deflection, throws off the goalkeeper. You give Independence their 5th goal.
Because, Ricky, of the 3 13-minute periods, and I will say this, I'm not sure that LFC knew about it, but they came a little short-handed. They don't have a deep bench. In fact, they don't have any bench, I don't think.
So now when you're on the ball, decision-making, slowing the game down, picking and choosing your times. Good goal. Vicious is on the board.
Vicious finding a way to get involved. I think it was Bo Allred, number 5. No, it was Nelson. Sarah Nelson.
She should score again.
So maybe that's the start of something for Vicious.
Good pass. Good catch.
When you talk about opportunities in OmegaBall, from the restart, you could score. Nelson does just that as well.
Thanks for that.
Independence holding on to the lead here in the closing minutes of this 2nd period. Griffith. Last touched by Vicious, came off of the leg of Boteo.
Oh, really?
So it will be Nicole Griffith who trots over to the spot. Remember, no throw-ins here in OmegaBall, so you get a chance immediately on the free kick opportunity to start things. Wide open net, and Griffith has her 3rd.
Spatial awareness from Griffith. Gets herself right in front of that goal mouth. Any sort of rebound, she's going to pounce and put it into the back of the net.
Well, we didn't necessarily call her name or number in that opening 13 minutes too often, but she's found her stride here in the 2nd period of action in semifinal number 2 to the tune of 3 goals.
And it's just the spaces that she picks up, understanding when her team has the ball, how do you get yourself in a dangerous area, and she's rewarding herself.
Backdoor blue.
Montalongo trying to run it down, and that one drifts out of play. Under a minute to play here in this 2nd period. Cibrian, the San Diego resident and the goalkeeper for Independence, has actually, I would say, of the 3 goalkeepers, Ricky, as far as going forward, started opportunities like that off the crossbar.
It started simple, just a pass into a central location, and now you open up the whole field. Romero's really clever how she uses her body and just gets denied by that crossbar.
Final seconds, and a save is how we will end period number 2. All teams finding the back of the net in that 2nd 13 minutes of action, but it is Independence who will take the lead into the 3rd and final period next. 2 of the 3 periods in women's semifinal number 2 are behind us, and it is Independence who have found the back of the net, or nets, I should say, 6 times so far. But all 3 teams, Ricky Lopez, has been getting goals in that second 13-minute stanza.
Growing within this game of OmegaBall, understanding when to create a little bit more overloads higher up the field. Griffith, Davis, Sanchez, Huff for Independence are the reason why they approached this third period in the lead.
Griffith with 3 goals there in the 3rd period, and that helps Independence stretch their lead. Sarah Nelson finally getting vicious on the board, and America Chavez with her 2nd of this semifinal to add one onto the ledger as LFC sit on 3. So they trail Independence by 3. Vicious with quite a bit of work to do, and it will be LFC to start it. Oh, and that one off the left foot of Chavez just goes wide of the upper corner.
And she seems to be the player for LFC that's going to really ask questions and put teams under pressure. Good opportunity here.
Galvan stepped in to take advantage of the turnover. Not able to put it into the back of the net, but a chance to put the ball back in play here for LFC. And that one goes up and over the top of the bar. It's Vicious in maroon, LFC in the sky blue kits, and leading the way is Independence in the orange.
Not even a minute in, now we start to see LFC be a little bit more aggressive within their pressure.
And this could be trouble here. Lillian Urumea in goal for Vicious. Reacted to that last shot. And I think maybe she came down a little bit on her ankle, awkwardly. But the 26-year-old LA resident back up onto her feet and ready to go. Good to see. Well, as we've seen in 3rd and final periods many times before, Ricky, it's about which team is going to grab the onus. Which team, in this case, LFC, is going to find the rhythm and the transition game here to try and get themselves back and close that gap against Independence.
Confidence, rhythm, 2 if not the most important things to end out an OmegaBall game. So if you can get an early goal, now you can set yourself up for success to end this game strong.
Veronica Romero found the left-footed volley there, but it went up and over the top of the goal.
Good ball.
Great distribution, and there's Urimea, who must be feeling just fine with a confident save.
Talk about the luxury of having a goalkeeper that's comfortable with the ball at their feet. So that goes to show just that.
I was like, where you at?
Whistle gives Vicious a free kick. Going to play direct all the way up top. Deflected away, and the follow-up shot from Yasmin Montalongo is high and wide of Jasmine Cibrian and the Independence goal.
Watch her coming on your right.
We know that the goalkeeper can play a vital role both in keeping the ball out of the back of the net, but also using their feet or their distribution with throws to help the other team in the attacking. And I would say of the 3, Cibrian's been the one that has displayed the most confidence to do that here in semifinal number 2.
100%. It's not only technical, it's understanding the rhythm of the game and reading the game, when to go quick, when to slow the game down. If you do slow it out, you can draw out the 2 opposing teams, and that's when you go over the top. Cibrian has done just that.
Chavez with the one-time opportunity right there. And she guides it into the far side corner. It's her 3rd and a much-needed goal for LFC.
Straight off of the restart, fantastic strike from Chavez to give LFC their 4th.
That's about a 30-yard rocket. She just showed you that right foot is not just for standing. Independence, though, has had a knack for quickly responding once LFC has pulled closer.
Love this option here from Chavez, because she understands it's a nightmare for a goalkeeper with the traffic oncoming. You put it on target, you give yourself a chance. Great stuff.
America Chavez, an 18-year-old student, says that her favorite team to support is Club America. Not sure if there's rhyme or reason to the first name America and the Águilas of Liga MX, but back in play. Good save.
Good move.
Got past one defender, I think, with the Meg, but trying for a second. Vicious lose possession. Pena, she was a spark coming down and delivering some good crosses into the heart of the area in that first period. I think if I'm LFC, Ricky, I'm a little concerned fitness-wise, right? With the lack of subs and fresh legs. Remember, substitutions come on the fly. That one bangs off of the crossbar. Shielded out of play by Andy Arena. And here comes Huff. She had a goal in the first 13 minutes of action. Nearly had a second into the open field and a chance to finish one home. So Independence come right back and get another one. This one comes off of the right foot of Veronica Romero.
Bit of class here from Romero. It's a rebound. Sees the goalkeeper go down. So cheeky little chip.
Go kick.
Independence with just over 8 minutes remaining here in the third.
Yet again, it's a movement before you get the ball. When a man goes down, up and over to get her second in this game.
You got to credit Amber Huff. She took the shot from long
100%.
distance, forcing an awkward moment in goal at the other end, and the loose ball is buried home by Romero. So Independence now under 8 minutes to play for them to confirm their spot into the women's final.
Talk about the luxury of having a goalkeeper that's comfortable with the ball at their feet, but a defensive player as well, because that gives you an option from a long-range shot, and that can lead into rebounds.
Zaragoza trying to switch it and push it back in the direction of the Independence goal. Instead, it's regained here by Bo Allred. Vicious, though, have not been able to string together passes. They've found most of their work trying to chase down possession here in this semifinal.
Quickly! They got too much time!
Andy Arena from long distance. No trouble in goal there for Lilian Uromia. Ball stays in play. Bo Allred connecting. Now the centering pass for Nelson. She's got the lone goal for Vicious. Independence, though, take it over and find a shot that finds the gloves of Natalie Zaragoza.
Start to see for Independence, once they pick up their head and there's no pressure, it's more times, often than not, a shot on target.
Pena looking for a shot of her own from an awkward angle into the side netting and out of play for Vicious to restart things. Simple giveaway, though, and now here come Independence looking for more. Every now and then you see a goalkeeper try it on their own. Zaragoza giving it a shot right there. Out of play, last touched by Griffith.
You have to go, Jackie.
She's got 3 goals here in this semifinal.
In the middle.
And this is going to be Savannah Echeverria who will restart it. Vicious trying to find a second, trying to play their way back into this semi. Independence, though, has been in pretty firm control on the afternoon. Romero will outlet it back to her goalkeeper, Cibrian. Now Huff from long distance, an absolute rocket and a big save at the other end from goalkeeper Lilian Uromia.
But again, it starts with Cibrian. She pulls in the defender. Now she plays her ball around the corner, and that gives Huff a lot of real estate. Good save in the end from Uromia.
Hermosa playing forward. Vicious will look to the other way. Zaragoza rolling it out, trying to create that transition moment. Good vision here. Another one for LFC. No, denied by the post is Jocelyn Galvan. Montalongo to win it. Chavez from long distance. Still alive. Chavez for another one, and yes, America Chavez with her 4th. And the gap gets closer. It's now 5 for LFC. But can Independence respond again one more time? Amber Huff, stout defending there, earns the whistle and a quick free kick. Here is the 24-year-old. She's done it at both ends, scoring and defending for Independence here in semifinal number 2. Romero will spin onto her right foot. Looking for runners into the heart of the area in front of the Vicious goal. Not on. Romero makes that inside overlapping run. Denied on the doorstep, loose ball, and pounced on by Lilian Urumea.
She is not afraid.
And just notice, Pena, the moments and the spaces that she's picking up, she's parking herself right in front of that Vicious goal and trying to vulture anything and pounce on any sort of rebound. And yet again, as we take a second look at it, number 4 in light blue, Pena, really clever in the way that she's trying to stretch the opposition.
Almost disguising herself, trying to get caught in that little pocket of space, waiting for a spilled ball maybe from the goalkeeper or a missed touch from a defender of the opposing team.
And what that's doing to Vicious now, they need to drop a defender off and shield her, and that'll leave some real estate elsewhere. So if you're Independence, you can take that and continue to push a tempo just like this. Good save.
Big time save. Lilian Urumea on display here in this third period, has had several spectacular saves. Her team not necessarily Vicious getting it done at the other end, but she's at least keeping the Maroon team in it. 2.5 minutes to go. And Independence will get to book their ticket into the women's final here in the 2024 OmegaBall Championship. There's that last save.
Great look at it there. How quickly she shifts across that near post and cutting down the angle. It's a nice little battle that we've had between Huff and Urumea.
Well, it's a little more, I think, what I alluded to earlier, right, Ricky? Expecting both these teams to kind of turn and spin on Vicious and try and really make it difficult and pile up the goals at that end of the field.
Talk about getting in a rhythm, but it's also how quickly can teams and players find real-time solutions in OmegaBall, grow within the game. The quicker you learn that, the more success you'll have.
Independence have certainly grown into this semifinal. It was LFC that took the early lead, but Independence, once they took the lead late in the first period, they haven't relinquished it. Maybe a chance to add to it here. Romero with some skill, and the loose ball again finds the hands of Lilian Urumea. Long distance effort does not miss by much. If LFC, remember, with no substitutes, if they can find one and cut it in the next 30 seconds or so to just a 1-point lead for Independence, it really could make things interesting. Big ball over the top. Right-footed shot, spinning on it there was Kelsey Pena. She scored in the first period, but we haven't seen her find the net since.
And that's the moments that you're talking about. You get an opportunity with no subs. You need to capitalize it. You need to find the back of the net. Leaning back, that's why the ball goes up and over the crossbar.
Time beginning to tick away here on LFC and their opportunity to outright book their spot into the finals. As we tick down toward 1 minute here in the third period.
You go, Yasmin! You go, Yasmin! Oh, over. Okay. You go, Yasmin!
Long ball forward, cut out by Independence. Chavez, she's been the star for LFC, tried to do it again there. And wisely, the right palm of Lilian Urumea sending it up and over the bar, but it will give LFC a quality spot to put it back in play. But that effort, not like we saw earlier from Chavez, where she found the far corner. Inside the final minute. Independence, they appear content to try and slow it all down, and you can't blame them. Sanchez won the first ball, but couldn't keep it on a string. Here's Yaz Montalongo. Left-footed shot from Huff. Out of play. You got to have some urgency here if you're LFC. There's a long-distance shot from Chavez, and it finds the corner. I think it's the Pena decoy.
100%. Pena parks herself right in front of Udamea. She cannot come off of her line. Chavez puts it on target and cut this lead to 1.
Are we in store for some last-second heroics here from LFC? Independence have possession and the lead. The shot deflected and kept out. Still alive, the follow-up chance. 2 big saves from Zaragoza.
The first one is impressive. Takes a little bit of deflection, but how quickly she gets up.
So if you're LFC, you took the lead in the first period, but it's going to come down to goal differential in semifinal number 1 to determine which second-place team will find their way into the Women's 2024 OmegaBall Championship Final. We do know this, Independence, they are in. 7 goals for the good. Their lone goal in the third period was enough to make sure that they will be in the 2024 OmegaBall Women's Final. More post-game.
It's chaotic. It's great.
What do I love about OmegaBall?
Was just the ability to poach and being able to take opportunities from guys trying to score on the other opponent's goal. If it came to you, you're able to tap it in and you get all the glory without doing any of the work.
I love that there's no offsides.
I'm looking forward to enhancing a new side of my game and seeing what I got.
More pace, more action, more scoring.
I think everybody who watches football loves to see goals. I think that's the main part, the main attraction. It's what people come to see. OmegaBall brings that all together and really emphasizes that part of the beautiful game.
Honestly, it's just really chaotic. It's super fun.
It makes the game faster for those people who aren't as interested in a slower 2-to-1 score game. You know, they're scoring every 2 seconds, so it really brings the game to the American public in a fun way.
Having that extra team brought a new aspect where you may have an alliance, you may have an enemy. There's 2 opponents and alliances have the potential of being formed.
It's nice because the space is pretty close, so you always get a chance on goal, and there's a lot of opportunities to finish. I love scoring them 2 goals more than 1.
Lots and lots of goals. More action, more scoring.
OmegaBall gives you the freedom to just do about anything, and Independence certainly free-flowing in all 3 periods of women's semifinal number 2, and they are able to push themselves into the women's final. Amber Huff doing really Ricky at both ends of the OmegaBall pitch.
She was the best player not only for the Independence but for the whole game, playing as a more of a defensive minded, but she gave you a luxury to push more tempo higher.
Amber, happy to have you along here as we discuss semifinal number 2 and your opportunity to get into the finals. Ricky Lopez-Espin and I'm Mark Rogandino. Talk about how you guys found the balance early, because it's often about tactics. It's very different than traditional soccer, but you guys seem to have it from the opening whistle.
We were actually able to watch the first semifinals, so it kind of gave us a moment to figure out what we needed to do. And I've also played a bit of this in college. We did this for fun practice, so I had a little bit of experience playing OmegaBall before. So it was just a little different, but we came out strong and we kind of just found each other, and it's just a little bit of soccer, a little bit of OmegaBall, but once you figure it out, you get your flow, and then you find success where you get it, and then you just keep going the same direction.
Amber, talk to me all personally. It seemed like you sat a little bit deeper, but then you had the freedom to push yourself higher. Talk to me about that role within your team.
I definitely have a defensive mindset. I usually play a 6, so I think just getting the ball in that like 6 kind of field, but then having the opportunity to go to both goals kind of gives you the freedom to go. I love shooting, so it's kind of like a good mix of like both defending and attacking in your certain moments. So it's a good game.
Well, only step 1 of a 2-step process, but you guys are into the finals of the 2024 OmegaBall Championship, so job well done.
Thank you.
We'll look for Independence to see how you guys can do in the final.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That is Amber Huff. She did it both defensively and also finding the back of the net for her team as Independence. They get the win over Vicious and LFC. They're headed to the finals. Ricky and I back to wrap it up for you next. Semifinal number 2 of this 2024 OmegaBall Championship is in the books. LFC actually got on the board first, but Independence is the last team standing from this second semifinal. They found a way to get that collective rhythm, and it paid off to 7 goals, Ricky.
They ended up growing within the game. Huff, Romero, Sanchez were the 3 best players for the time. They understood when to drop down, but they capitalized on a lot of mistakes. And when they got in front of goal, they were composed, they were clinical, and that's the reason why they pushed their ticket into the championship.
Tell you what, you got to give a nod to vicious goalkeeper Lillian Uremea. She was busy all afternoon. So, of the 2 winners of the semifinals, Dior and Independence, but as we told you, through goal differential, SoCal Select, who finished just a goal behind Dior, they also get their spot in the final.
Is there a little bit of revenge there from SoCal Select? It's going to be a fantastic setup because you have Dior. They won their semifinal game. Independence, tune in.
Dior, Independence, and SoCal Select will have the opportunity to play for the biggest purse in OmegaBall Women's Championship history. Independence, one better than LFC. Vicious tried their best, but it's Independence who are moving on. The team in orange found their stride early and often. They are headed to the final. For Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Mark Rogandino. We'll see you in the women's final.